And they're off! Sigiricha's having some Zora money! And a piece of heart in Link's ass.
Wow, so we were both right. That's interesting.
Commentator's blessing, maybe?
I guess so, So right away, it looks like we have the same play from the left runners and the same play from the right runners. Left runner is going to take a visit to the Houlihan room to get some more Zora money. And the right-hand runners checking out that first tree pull and checking out the Uncle Cave for their first items.
What's Uncle got for us? Just a capacity upgrade for arrows.
Actually, that was just 10 normal arrows, not a capacity upgrade.
Oh, okay. Sometimes it's tough to tell with the size of the tree. Speaking of arrows, I think we found one that's very important to the entire run.
Yes, as I like to call it, the one arrow that you use to take down Ganon. The last arrow you put into his skull in the final battle, so... That's
Better hope a thief doesn't steal it.
Yeah, that would be really, really bad. Well, I am really impressed how, you know, both sides, like both left side and then the right side, are sticking to pretty much the same routing here. It's really kind of interesting how that works out. Wow, both ozipone and Swerb finding some bombs south of the grove, so they're going to be able to do some of these Kakariko checks. And inside the Lumberjack Cave, we have just some bombs. I don't see them beating Aghanim for those.
No, not one bit. Meanwhile, we also did see a bush crab check and only hearts. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it is, especially for the right runners, just because they do kind of want to... They want to get some bombs, they want to get some more rupees.
Did I just see a sword in the library?
I believe you did, yes. I think that is exactly what that was. And we have the hammer in the forest.
My goodness, we need boots. Stat.
Now just wait, there's there'll probably be 2 other sword upgrades in the world that we'll need to get, and then boots won't end up being until like Ganon's Tower or something.
Oh, don't say that.
Hey, you were the one that wanted Long-Winded Seed.
You're not wrong, but at the same time... Our container in the chicken coop.
It does seem like some of the runners are opting to buy bombs, which honestly, that's a fine play, especially if you do Houlihan early. And we get the silver arrows in the back of the tavern.
We have our first small key.
Okay, we are experiencing some difficulties here, but we'll get right back to you, chat, when we have confirmation of everything again.
I guess we should take this time to say thank you to the Speed Gaming staff and all that for making sure all this works when it should.
Yeah, sometimes stuff like this just kind of happens, so we have to kind of make do with it. We did get a mushroom inside the well. That small key was to Meyer that we found earlier. The power glove was also in the greenhouse, a map to Desert Palace, and some bombs. So that's all the items we had in there.
Glad Well, glad we at least were able to catch up with that through our other runners.
Aside from the mushroom, though, I didn't see anything else in the well, so and it looks like everyone's already kind of done that area, so we'll have to figure out what we got from there anyway. Anyway, I think Jenja is taking the power glove that they got from Kakariko to immediately check the back side of Escape. 3 items back here, so that could end up being something good.
That's a pretty smart play.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And with the hammer, you can also check the front end of Escape, too.
That's right, yeah.
But meanwhile, we have back end now, and we have a compass to Swamp Palace, a big key to Tower of Hera, and a map to Ice Palace. So we got some quality stuff there. But with that big key there to Tower of Hera, do you decide to sequence break just to go check it? Well, then again, they would need either the hook shot or the mirror, granted, but still.
Yeah, I can't quite get up there yet, but that would be a potential play. That'd definitely be something to consider for sure.
We're getting the South Shore check from Jenja. Starting off with a piece of heart. Let's see what's the buried treasure today.
Looks like Ozipone's also going to head that way, and Swerb might actually be checking out Hyrule Castle, the front end of Escape, so we'll be seeing some new stuff on that side as well.
The buried treasure today is just a capacity upgrade. No, wait, that's a regular 10 arrow. Never mind.
Yeah. We do seem to be getting a lot of, like, arrow-related items, so it's almost making me hope for, maybe we might get an early bow this seed. We've been getting all of the things we need for the bow, but not the bow itself yet.
Jenja now in the mini Moldorm cave. Ozipone will be there in a minute, too.
Needs to be careful down to 1 heart, and yeah, these mini Moldorms can be tough with the hammer.
He'll have to be careful navigating around the crabs when he makes his way to Ice Cave, too. Those do 2 hearts of damage. But he gets it. Let's see what he gets for his efforts. First up, a bottle with a fairy inside, a red rupee, a key to Skull Woods, a heart container, the Sanctuary heart, and another piece of heart.
Not bad. And hey, he got full health anyway, so he has that fairy if things get a little too bad on the way to the crab area over here.
Ooh, tried to put the jukes on that crab, and he was having none of it.
We did get a sword in the first chest in the front end of Escape from Swerb, so there's 1 of these swords. Don't have to rely on that library one just yet.
If somehow they've managed to find the boots later, I would not be shocked for them to go for it if they're still on Master Sword by then.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like when you have an upgrade that's free like that, you honestly probably want to go for it just to speed up your gameplay, and they haven't been to the dark world yet of the village, so it'd be a good play. Powder in the second chest in the Escape sequence, and a map to Eastern Palace in the Ice Cave.
Looking like we're going to get the Eastern Palace play maybe early on from Jenja. Like, check what the green pendant is and then do as much of Eastern as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Still wondering what was in that well, though. That's what's really on my mind right now.
Meanwhile, on Swerp's side, just a red rupee in Zelda's cell. Shadyforce's got to be careful. He's only got half a heart left.
And that bee was coming for him, too.
Misery Mire is our green pendant today. That's a rather curious one. In the back end, we have a big key to Misery Mire's. Speaking of, a small key and a piece of heart. I couldn't make out what that small key was.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think the stream was kind of lagging there. It would have been funny if it was a Misery Myers small key. Just because gave him the big key and map to that. They have a small key to Misery Mire.
I know the two places you don't want to see small keys for in Keysanity is Mire and Skull Woods, but they do allow for much more efficient routing from my intelligence.
Right. Okay, apparently it was a Palace of Darkness small key, and yeah, the Mire small key came from earlier. I remembered it was the greenhouse key.
First of 6 pod keys. Will we need them all? Let's find out together.
Okay, first chest in Eastern Palace. Looks like we're gonna have just a blue rupee.
Pocket change.
They do need to build up their rupees again for Zora, so that is not super unwelcome anyway.
What's this second chest gonna hold for us? It is more Zora money. I think that was a 300.
Yes, that was a 300, a very, very welcome 300 at the...
Well, we have our Zora money. Now we just need our Kiki money, and then the rest will be pharmacy money.
Yep, exactly. So while Jenja's making his way to the next chest, I do want to give a very quick shout out to both of our trackers for this race, Dude and Mikan, for keeping track of all those items, especially going the extra mile to look at all the items we can't quite see due to the sheer number of screens we have to pay attention to and the ones that we kind of miss here and there. Moon Pearl in Eastern Palace. So yeah, definitely thank you to the trackers for helping make this job a little, not even a little, a lot easier for us.
Occasionally making us look smarter, too.
Exactly. So Swerb actually checking the magic bat right now. He does have the tools to do that, so this could be a big play if it ends up being something important. And it is the... just a piece of heart. The last chest we have in Eastern is just a small shield. And it's worth pointing out that both Swerb and ozipone actually did a kind of a fake flipper trick to get to the witch's hut over here to check the item, since they do have the mushroom. There are
certainly a different... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, yeah, it's normally not a fake flipper location that you see a whole lot, because you normally see the south Lake Hylia one, but there are other places where you can use the minor glitch to kind of get some extra items. Meanwhile, Jenja is in the Dark World, has all the Dark World items, gets a big key to Turtle Rock from the Hype Cave. Just arrow capacity, piece of heart, another piece of heart, and the shovel.
Will be interesting if we see something here. Did you manage to catch that on Shady Force's screen?
I did not, unfortunately.
Well,
I did see that Tower of Hera and Thieves Town are the 5 and 6 crystals, though. So that is what I was seeing while Shady Force was picking up that item.
heart container on the lake island. I heard a map check. I had to tab away for a moment, though, so I'm sure our trackers are right on that to know what we saw.
Meanwhile, Jenja at the shovel game. A lot of digs for that vanilla piece of hearts. So right now, it looks like ozipone and both him and Swerb are kind of looking through Eastern Palace. Shady Force taking a look at Skull Woods at the moment. And looks like Jenja found a small key to Palace of Darkness at the shovel spot.
A small key to Palace of Darkness. I believe that's a third one we found on Shady Force's side.
Yeah, that's right. 3 have been found in the wild, at least somewhere. And this is actually the first time Jenja is checking the library, sees that sword upgrade.
Ooh, Shady Force takes a death from the Gyptos.
Still has that ferry from the mini Moldorm cave, though, so you can be able to get up. Probably did not want to waste that ferry here, though, of all places.
Yeah, if you wanna use a ferry, you wanna use it on a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Or during the GT climb. Or hell,
Ooh.
even during the Ice Palace descent.
Okay, just a red shield in the last chest we can take a look at in Skull Woods. So Shady Force probably going to peace out and for some other locations. Maybe check the Bumper Cave and then go straight to Village of Outcast for some more items.
Looking like we're having a bumper cave check here. Let's see what it has. Just a compass. We won't be getting that.
Yeah, I don't see that being picked up either. Not like he could pick that up anyway. Didn't have the cape quite yet, but still, good intel to check that place out, even if you can't get access to that item.
An invisible man needing an invisible cape to make him go invisible? Surprising.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting how that works out. I did get a map to Turtle Rock in the C-shaped house.
A small key to Palace of Darkness. That's 4 on Shady Force's screen now. 4 that we've found, 3 total for him.
Yeah, we do see that Turtle Rock is a crystal, so that's good information to know. Oh, we actually know our full crystal distribution at this point.
Yeah, I definitely saw that ice was a pendant.
Yeah, ice is a pendant. Apparently, Desert Palace is a pendant.
And the hook shot! Oh, man. Suddenly, Death Mountain looks a lot more appealing, even if you don't have the lantern or the flute.
Yeah, and at this point, you have to imagine that either of those 2 items have got to be, like, somewhere in our near future. Like, with the hook shot, that's just pretty much a clear indication that, you know, Death Mountain's got to have something neat. We can get in a Hera at this point as well and finish that. So, yeah, we've got to find those other 2 items somewhere.
We have another big key, and it's to Thieves! Wow, not too far off from the vanilla location.
Yeah, not really. And a Cane of Burna. That'll actually be kind of handy for the boss for this place as well.
Yeah, with him having no sword and hammer and still on green mail, that blue cane's going to be pretty handy.
Yeah, I bet he still wishes he had that fairy from earlier, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. If he had the mirror, you could also check the sick kid too, but we can't quite yet.
Yeah, not quite yet, anyway. Looks like everyone is having the simultaneous thought to check Thieves.
Ooh, Swerb having to use his fairy now.
Yeah. You gotta remember that in the Dark World, things really, really hurt when you have green mail, and at this point, this is like the 4th dungeon in the vanilla game you'd attempt. So, we're really low on heart containers compared to where you would be at this point in vanilla, so things will hurt, and they will hurt really, really hard.
Yeah, they just hit like a truck on green mail.
Even Jenja taking a death here too. Doesn't have the fairy though.
Ooh, Shady Force getting lucky and finding a piece of heart that tops him off.
Nice. That is really nice, especially as we get closer to the boss of this place.
Shady Force is about to rescue the maiden.
And see this chest over here for the
It's
lamp.
Wow, now the game's really trying to tell you, hey, you should either go to pod or you should go up the mountain.
I'd probably say more so the mountain right now, just because you want to kind of conserve as many of those small keys as you can, and so you can come back with more later, and the bow for that matter. But yeah, I expect that lamp will be showing up very soon.
That's true, and now Blind is about to be, well, blinded by the light.
Or by Link's hammer, at least on Shady Force's screen anyway.
He's got to be careful, though. He's on 3 hearts. And Blind does 2 hearts of damage if you touch him directly, and he's at 1 now.
I don't know if that's going to be enough to get rid of him, but we'll see.
I don't think it's going to be. Oh! That's smart.
And it was just enough, too. Just unfortunate placement there, so almost got it. Gonna opt to come back later. Hopefully, Blind does not have, like, a major progression item. Otherwise, ozipone could make up some good ground there.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, it is a 5-6 crystal, so it could lead to something, so...
That's true, yeah, that's a very good point. Now, Swerb is going to have a little bit of an easier time here just because he does have a sword. Doesn't have to rely on that really small hammer hitbox.
And he gets it first try. It's a small key to Skullwood, so no harm, no foul on Shady Force.
Yeah, and it's really not too bad to come back there later. You really just have to walk to the boss room. You don't have to worry about rescuing the maiden again or anything, so... Yeah, not too bad that Shady Force had to abandon that.
I learned in the last race I called, you can keep rescuing the maiden as many times as you want with the randomizer.
Interesting.
And each time you do re-rescue the maiden, it despawns Blind. Well, the Blind who's already in the room, rather.
Right. Okay, Jenja also makes it through.
Ooh, we're gonna have our very first Cave of Wonders check. Some people call this the Hype Cave. I know some people call this, like, other things, but... I'd like to call it the Cave of Wonders now. Everyone has their own name. Basically, we wonder what it's gonna be. Will it be hype? Will it be disappointment? Will it be something in between? Let's find out.
I think this has actually been checked before, though. I think Swerb checked it very, very early, since he immediately checked Dark World stuff.
Well, it's a big key to Turtle Rock.
Or no, Jenja checked it early. Yeah, so Jenja already has that big key.
10 arrows, piece of heart, another piece of heart, and a shovel. Okay. At least we're up to speed now.
Yeah, we're up to speed, for sure.
We're doing a good job. I swear.
Jenja might be making that play on Death Mountain, though. Yep, that's what looks like where he's going.
Shady Force opting to take the bombs from the bomb shop, but not checking the Pyramid Fairy. I kind of find that curious.
Oh no, he checked it before he left the bombs.
Oh, right. I see.
Shady Force is going to the front of Escape, so he will get his sword, but he'll be very happy to see that, so he doesn't have to rely on Hammer Blind anymore.
He may just do some frustration slashes here regardless, because where was this 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, that would have been nicer to have it earlier, but you know, sometimes like I can understand putting this place off just because it's more efficient to check it with pyramid and everything, but sometimes you just don't get that option.
Old man having a useless map now that we know everything on the board.
Yeah. Oh, well, like you said, there was those frustration slashes.
I was merely guessing. Sometimes you don't know if they just want to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Sometimes it helps a little bit to kind of take out that frustration just for a second, but others try not to waste so much time with stuff like that. Ooh, big key and spectacle rock.
Ooh. We don't know if we need it yet.
We don't, but I'd say it's always a good thing to get them out of the way just in case. You never know.
Very true. It could be to something important.
Even if it is for a dungeon where it's not required, that's still another location we can check too, so...
Or a dungeon we've already been to. What is it to? It is... Palace of Darkness! It's
definitely
really
that
pushing
one.
you towards it.
Yeah, we have 4 keys to Palace of Darkness. Really just need that bow, and at this point I think we could actually... Yeah, we can get all the items at that point.
Yeah. We need either the bow or... Well, we need the bow for sure, but... We at least need 5 keys. Some can do it with 4 if you're really skilled. Looking like Shadyforce takes an intentional death. And he's gonna check the chest before the sewers.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen this yet, so yeah, this is gonna be a new check for him.
Meanwhile, on Jenya's side, we have Paradox Cave.
2 chests down here, and then 5 more up above, so very good check we have right here. Nothing on the bottom side, though.
Nothing but drug money, anyway. But let's see what these 5 chests hold for us. A blue rupee, a compass to Palace of Darkness. They're just throwing pod-related things to you. Another key to GT, a capacity upgrade for arrows, and the mirror.
Nice, nice. Ooh, apparently that last chest, or that chest in the dark sewers, was the fire rod, so that was actually a very, very good play by Shadyforce.
Shadyforce, I know you're using the Invisible Man Sprite, but you still need the cape to get through that.
Yeah, sometimes you forget, it's not a big deal. It happens.
That's very true. We're gonna get a floating island check here soon. It has a medallion. It is Bombos.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the medallions, or the tablets anyway, that where you need the medallions, so we don't know if we'll need that yet, but thankfully with that mirror, we should be able to get it once we have Dark World access. On the mountain, anyway.
Skipping over the Spiral Cave at the moment. Unless that was already checked.
No, Jenny is probably going to check Hera first, then check that on the way down, I imagine. Okay, gonna really want that heart container, I bet.
Yeah, with 2 hearts remaining, I would take it. Mike, I wouldn't be shocked if we see the Spiral Cave check from Swerb immediately before he goes to Hera. Big key to Skull Woods on Jenya's side. And as I expected, Swerb is going inside and making the long walk through the Spiral Cave.
Yeah, all 4 of our runners on Death Mountain now, which not surprising considering Thieves Town was definitely putting some pressure to come up here, so...
Hell, even finding the compass to pod was kind of a sign pointing to, hey, you should go here. And we have a map of Misery Mire. Heart piece that tops off Jenya.
Nice. To answer a question in chat, the sword that Jenya does not have right now is the one that was in the first chest in the escape. So, hasn't gone to Hyrule Castle yet, but will more than likely be picking it up when they do make that check.
Jenya taking the normal way to get to the big key chest, and it's a key to Turtle Rock. And now it's time for some Moldorm.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this is actually kind of good for Swerb, because when he finishes hair, he can actually check Spike Cave. Well, Jenya kind of has to go up and down again anyway for both Spiral Cave and Spike Cave.
Speaking of which, it seems like we have full Trolldorm in effect. Jenya takes a fall.
Yeah, we do. We definitely have that.
Take two. Curiously, he's choosing to take on Moldorm normally without having the sword extended out.
Well, he doesn't have a sword, so he can't
that's right,
exactly do that.
right. I keep forgetting that. How silly of me.
Just some bombs. There is something up here. It's gotta be in Spike Cave at this point. I mean, we did get the mirror at the very least, so we know Death Mountain was the play anyway, but...
Well, yeah, that's right. The Spike Cave is in logic because we have the blue cane and a bottle.
Mm-hmm. We do. Yep, it is. But yeah, looks like Jenya is going to check the Spiral Cave first.
Chad pointing out something real quickly. We already have our 5-6 crystals because of Jenya. There could be something there.
That's true. Oh yeah, that is very true. Yeah, we have both 5 and 6 crystals, so Pyramid Fairy is a potential play right now.
ozipone opting to take a recovery heart from the mountain shop. It's not bad. Just kind of find it amusing.
Making use of that game knowledge. If they know a shop's right there, you need something, take advantage of it.
Looking like he also grabbed bombs from the mountain shop, too. That was the main reason why he was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was hoping to get that bomb jump from the top of Paradox Cave, it appears.
So I am definitely liking this routing by Jenya right now. Because he does have the 5 and 6 crystals, he's going to check all of the pyramid, going to mirror over, and also check Hyrule Castle, the front side, get that sword as well. So definitely making really good use of the items he's found. After some checks over here first, anyway.
Yeah, he's on his way to check the South Grove Cave and probably the Dark Grove as well.
Yep.
Just a capacity upgrade in the South Grove Cave. Let's see what our tree boy in the Dark Grove has.
Meanwhile, Swerb is checking Spike Cave. Something Jenya did not do.
You'll have to be careful, though, and know the exact moment when to activate that blue cane. He does.
Yeah, he's got this.
What's it got? Just a compass. Jenya low on health, not wanting to deal with those soldiers.
It looks like Swerb is checking that shovel spot. I don't think, unless I'm just misremembering, I don't think we've seen this yet.
It was a pod key, if my
Oh, it
memory
was.
is correct.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Meanwhile, Jenya just about to open the pyramid ferry.
Well, first of all, small key on the pyramid.
To Turtle Rock. And what does the pyramid ferry have for us? It has the blue boomerang and a blue rupee. What a colorful cave, if you will.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of blue after the underwhelming items we got from that.
I'm kind of surprised that with that empty bottle, he didn't opt to check what the pyramid ferry was offering for empty bottles.
I may not feel like we need to.
Yeah, but that's still good knowledge to have, especially if you know, like, it's something useful like a potion or even a fairy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with you there.
Jenya finally gonna get a sword.
So by the time Jenya is done here, he and his opponent will actually be like very, very evenly matched in this particular race. So that'll be definitely fun to see where they decide to go next.
Yeah, and this is actually some good routing on Jenya's part, since they had not been to the pyramid yet.
Yeah. So the little bit of an advantage that Swerb kind of had with having a sword earlier kind of got crossed out a little bit by Jenya's efficiency with lumping two locations together. So.
Meanwhile, Swerb giving us the opportunity. Let's see what we have. Is it anything useful, or is it just going to be a B?
Yeah, I think it looked like a B.
Green potion! That's pretty good!
Swerb doesn't think so, but...
Hey.
Chucked a bomb right in there.
You know what? I consider getting either green or blue pretty good.
Oh, apparently... Swerv's getting the fire rod. That's right, I forgot the fire rod was back here.
Oh yeah, that's right. The option basically here now is either go into Palace of Darkness knowing you possibly can't get all of it, or Skull Woods, because the fire rod's on the table.
That's true, yeah.
Because by logic, nothing else really fits.
And both Swerb and Jenya pretty even right now.
Shady Force making his way to the Lake of El Omen to visit the catfish. He might also tie in all the other things with this visit too.
Well, actually, if he does, like, all he can really get from this area, I guess turn into mushroom if he hasn't yet now, but really he can only get to Zora. Any of the other Zora items can't be gotten yet because of no flippers.
And with the route some took to turn in the mushroom, that they didn't fake flipper to the waterfall of wishing.
Yeah, looks like Jenya is... Wow, looks like both of those plays you mentioned, both Swerb and Jenya are taking the opposite. So Swerb is checking probably Skullwoods and Jenya going straight for Palace of Darkness.
With 4 keys and the big key, that's not a bad play.
No, it's not. Very, very strong play, I think. Pod has a lot of items in here. 14 if you can manage to get all the items to full clear it, and they have enough small keys to potentially make that happen, but we're going to need to see that bow to make this the best play ever.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to need to see one more key.
Yeah.
Jenya's got 4. They'll need at least 5 without a bow.
Right, and even then, can't get those bow chests either. We do get the Book of Medora in the first chest.
Catfish having a small key to the castle tower, so that's now on the table.
Cana Samaria and Skull Woods.
Ooh, that's a good find.
Very good find. And another bottle of fairy in it and Pod.
Couldn't quite catch what was on the Zora ledge there.
Shady Force, you don't have flippers.
I guess he finally realized it.
Yeah. Okay, apparently there was a key on the Zora ledge.
Let's hope it's not something important for later.
Yeah.
Like either an Ice Palace or even Meyer key.
Big key to Ganon's tower inside Pod.
Ooh. So no guessing game today. And just some soggy bombs from the King Zora. That's a letdown. Meanwhile, I can't help but notice that Jenya found the map to Palace of Darkness inside Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah, Pod is definitely paying out for Jenya, but I mean even Swerb checking Skull Woods has definitely paid off as well with that Kane find. So both plays being really good. I think Jenya's getting slightly more from here anyway, but again, if Swerb finds the bow here, that'd be big for him.
Speaking of Swerb, he's opting to take on Mothula now. Without him having the book, we won't be able to get a ped check, but... Speaking of ped, let's talk about it. What's on the table, you think?
Well, funnily enough, bow could be on the pedestal.
That is very true.
Let's see. Ice Rod could be on the pedestal.
A medallion that isn't required for both Meyer and Turtle Rock.
Or, well, rather the medallion for Turtle Rock anyway.
If it's the same.
Well, if it's the same, like, that wouldn't be possible. Because,
Exactly. It would have to be different medallions.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. Damn, Mothula get those down for Swerb. Gets just some bombs.
No, it can't be flippers because ice is a crystal. They're pendant, rather.
Yeah.
You know, it could be Ice Rod, too.
Yeah, Ice Rod could be on pedestal.
And that is required because T-Rock is on the table for crystal.
Yeah, Flute cannot be on the pedestal.
And I think all that leaves is also the boots.
Right, boots. And of course, any big or small keys that aren't pendant or crystal bunches.
So, pretty low prospects at pedestal right now.
Yeah, we still have a lot of checks, so... Yeah, maybe in like 20 minutes time we'll have a better analysis of that. But...
Meanwhile, Shady Force making his path through to Mothula.
Looks like everyone kind of has the Skullwoods fever right now.
Yeah, but Jenya has a definite leg up on everyone because they'll be the only one with knowledge of the pedestal.
That's true. That is very true.
And that could play into a lot of decision making later on.
Yeah, it really does. That just small piece of information will definitely change just the entire outlook of how Jenya would play this seed. So, yeah, that would definitely be very advantageous if it did happen to be something.
Meanwhile, on Swerv's side, looking like we're getting a graveyard cave check.
Yep, and with no boots and no Titans met, has to go the ridiculously long roundabout way to get here.
So convoluted.
Yeah. That's definitely ruined some people in races. Just kind of, it's hard to see that you can actually get there without either of those items. So
I've seen races where a runner scratched their heads on how to get there, and I think I saw mail.
Yep, that was the blue mail.
So definite value there. Like able to take a few more hits now.
Yeah, it looks like Swerb is going to be going to check out the pod area now.
They'll be having their book pretty shortly.
Which makes it seem like, at this point, Desert might be a play. There might be something in Desert with that book.
You always have to be on your toes a little more carefully with Keysanity, since anything could be anywhere. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
And Shady Force is doing round 2 Electric Boogaloo on blind.
This time with a sword should be a lot better of a fight for him.
Sure looks that way. He's still on green mails, though, so he's got to be careful. Down to 2 hearts. Trying to get the blue cane out.
Plenty of magic to finish this off, though.
Yeah, job well done to him. He will pick up that and get his crystal.
Anyway, gonna make a slight correction to chat right now. The tablets are actually not open right now. We still need at least Master Sword to check those. You do need the book, but you also need Master Sword to get the items there. So
you can at least read the tablets if you have no sword, or you don't have level 2 sword or higher.
Right. So you can see what it is, but you can't necessarily get them yet. So that's why I'm kind of leaning more towards Desert being the progression right now.
And we haven't been to that portion of the map yet either. So be interested if anyone makes that move soon. Ooh, Jenya taking a death. That's smart. But he has a fairy.
Yeah, there was a fairy in pod, so thankfully that's not going to set him back too much. Also, so much to pay attention to. I didn't even notice that Jenya had the cape. So that opens up a chest in Castle Tower as well.
Jenya finally taking down the Mothula, along with ozipone.
So while it is cool to see two simultaneous crystal grabs by our runners, just a reminder, what you're watching right now is two different races on the same seed. The top race is ozipone versus Shadyforce, both 3-1 in this tournament. And on the bottom we have Swerb versus Jenja23, both 2-2 in the tournament. So
here comes her pet check.
Oh, here we go.
What a letdown. Sorry, chat. No pet seed this time.
I believe Meowsticks24 called that it was just going to be Couch Cash, so I guess he's the winner of that head guess, I suppose.
The odds were looking pretty low anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the odds weren't great.
That means we're still looking for that bow, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point you have to go... With what the logic's presenting you, you have to go desert.
Yeah, desert seems to be just where the seed wants our runners to go right now. With, we've got some items from Pod, we got some items from Skullwoods, but again, there's just that book. That book is the one thing that actually leads to something new right now.
ozipone picking up his blue mail. Oh, that's where it was, the cave.
Yeah. I think I was getting excited about Swerve's fight with Mothula that I didn't notice that Jenya picked up the cave there.
And that was the only worth item in the dark, among the dark maze path.
Yeah, looks like Jenya is heading towards. Well, actually, he's going over here. No, okay, he is going to desert.
Yeah, he doesn't have the flippers yet, so he can't even do swamp.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to call it right now. I think Desert's going to have the mids at this point.
Well, if something isn't here, it's got to be in the castle tower at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw a key on the desert ledge there.
Yep, that was a small key. Oh, Swerve? Yeah, Swerve is checking the castle tower. Okay, I like this. Or not.
I think he was trying to get better portal position.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Meanwhile, in the map room of the desert, we have pharmacy money.
And at this point, he can only get the small key that's on the ledge, which means Swerve might be picking up the progression here.
Jenya ignoring the desert torch right now. Let's hope it isn't anything needed.
Well, we got a small key to Swamp that still doesn't progress anything, though.
Yeah, we need those flippers.
So maybe this small key... Is this the Hera? Oh my gosh.
It's
Oh, God.
is that 5 or 6 now? I think it's 5.
Yeah, I believe that's 5. It's 5 for Jenja, and I think that's just 5 that we've seen overall.
Without any other keys for desert, though, they have to dip out, and they're opting to check the desert cave here.
I'm trying to think of, like, where are we... Where does the seed want us to go right now?
Well, what's currently on the table with what we have at the moment?
Unless there's, like, something in, like, pod we didn't see. I can't think of anything.
At this point, you got to be wondering if maybe we got to find Boots to get that sword fast to see if those tablets have anything.
Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Castle Tower key Swerb just picked up. So we haven't seen the chest beyond that. We just saw the first chest.
But don't you only need the one to check both items?
Yeah, but Swerb didn't have a small key when he checked Castle Tower. He just had the...
Ah, that's fair.
So yeah, I think Castle Tower does have progression, though.
And we're about to see what's what this key is on the Zora ledge. He's got to be careful, though. He's down to 1 heart. Not taking it. That's a curious move.
Wait, the small key?
Oh, wait a minute. I keep forgetting. They don't have flippers.
Yeah, they don't have flippers, so they couldn't get that.
There is a way to get it, with the water walk, but I hear it's very complicated to set up.
Right. Yeah, to clarify something in chat, the way the small keys work for Castle Tower is, for the first chest, you don't need any small keys. It's just right there, you can get it as soon as you get access to Castle Tower. The second chest, you need 1 small key to get to. You don't need both, you just need 1. You need both keys to actually get through the tower completely, which, by this point, that's not going to be required in this seed, so that's not going to be... That last tower small key is not going to be relevant, but that 1 tower key will be relevant, because that might be where the progression is at this point. And with that tower key, Jenja might be thinking ahead in that direction after checking Zora, obviously.
Yeah, I think at this point we're bottlenecked.
Yep.
So it's got to be either boots or bling gloves. Or possibly the bow that leads to something else.
Yeah, that's true. We do have that bow could also open up some stuff too.
Swerb is indeed going up to check the second chest. Swerb not wanting to waste any time on those ball and chain troopers.
Yeah. He already had to double dip this. He's probably just wanting to get this done as soon as possible because he feels like this is the progression. Okay, so chat, what do you think? Will it be something he'll wear on his hands or something he'll wear on his feet?
It is the flippers! Swamp is
Okay.
now on the table. And Swerb does indeed have that key to Swamp, so I think he's making a beeline for it.
Probably. Other items potentially on the table are... we haven't seen all of the potential Zora area items yet, and those are also in the logic. But yeah, those two plays are the big ones right now, for sure.
Well, it's either Swamp or Ice.
Well, not ice, because we don't have mitts yet, so...
Oh yeah, that's right! We're still missing that.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, both Jenya and Swerb are really, really, really close to each other right now. The only big difference between them is just that small desert check that Jenya made that Swerb didn't. That's really all that Swerb is ahead right now.
Looking like we're getting a hookshot and Super Bunny Cave check now on Ozipone's side.
We don't have mitts, so we can't do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then he must be checking the ether tablet then.
Yeah, I must be checking this. Unfortunately, like we mentioned earlier, won't be able to get this item.
And it is. It's a map, or is it a? Know where the boss is? Is that a map or a compass?
Usually it's the compass that says where the boss is. But anyway, Swerb getting the boots in Swamp Palace.
That suddenly puts the bonkable areas on the table now. We got PF flyers now. I imagine that was the first chest in Swamp.
Yes, it was. Right after we got the flippers too, so it's like the seed really wanted to hand us footwear 1 hour in.
I would not be shocked if after Swerb finishes off our Swamp Palace here, he immediately goes over and gets the Master Sword that's in the library now.
Yeah, I can see that happening. May also just check the opportunity to check all of the other just kind of box spots as well, since those are open now.
Yeah, that opens up both of the spots adjacent to the sanctuary.
Yes, it does.
Small key to Meyer in that particular chest on Swerve's side. Not very useful, but hey, better routing.
Yeah, still don't have that flute yet, and Meyer is also a pendant, so Meyer's kind of probably the last thing on their minds right now, but you never know when we'll have to make that dip, so it could happen.
You wouldn't think that maybe the bow is in Meyer.
I've seen it there before, so honestly, it could be there.
Ozipone getting his flippers finally.
I think all 4 of our runners are going to be in Swamp at the same exact time.
Man, it's hard to believe that the way this seed is bottlenecked you just this way. 2 separate races, yet we're all at each at different points we're taking different routes, but now we're all going the same way. Oh, we're having a hobo check on Ozipone's side. I don't think we've seen that spot.
Okay, Ozipone making it a little more interesting, checking out some other spots before making the dip in the Swamp. Could be looking for some, maybe a potential sword upgrade to increase speed a little bit when he's in Swamp, so I can understand this play.
This could be huge if it's something big. Let's see. It is... a sword! Wow!
And that could have been fake flipper too, as well.
They could have had that like 15 to 20 minutes in.
Yeah, that could have been the first sword for a lot of people. It's also going to check the Zora area, too.
At this point, it's a smart play to do, because I don't think he's been up here yet.
No, I don't think so. We'll also see what that small key is that's been taunting us for a while.
And logically, we now have Waterfall of Wishing in play. It has the red boomerang and a small key to the Tower of Hera basement.
That hasn't been checked yet, so that could be something. Also, that red boomerang being pretty much vanilla right there.
You're not wrong. That is the particular fairy you go to get an upgrade.
Yeah.
If you want it. I know a lot of people don't. You'd like to hate on the magical boomerangs.
Ooh, looks like we had a medallion in Swamp, but I did not see which one it was.
It must... Yeah, it had to have been Ether.
And whoa! Okay, Swerb has a Master Sword, so there was another sword in Swamp.
That means all 4 swords are accounted for.
Yeah, and you could just very easily go get the one in the library now that boots are pretty much in play too.
I think they're gonna skip it now.
Well, some of them might not, depending on what they do after here, because some of them might opt to get that sword before doing Hobo and Zora checks, so we could see Butter potentially.
I don't know. A lot of people like to say, I got tempered. That's good enough for me.
I mean, I agree with that, but like, I mean, just it depends on which swords they get, the ones who are finishing Swamp, because some may opt to go get that tempered and then be done, but then if they get Butter along the way, which they do if they check Hobo, then they'll have that. But yeah, if tempered is that, if they get tempered at Hobo, then yeah, they might skip the library one.
Meanwhile, on Ozipone's side, we're going to see what Bombos has. It is a heart container.
Okay, so Swerb gets his crystal at Swamp. That is his 4th crystal.
Yeah, there it is. Both the sword and ether right there.
Mm-hmm. Jenja finishing up Argus as well, and Ozipone just starting. Gonna have Tempered Sword at the very end of this, and Tempered Sword Argus is gonna be a lot faster than what any of the other runners have to do here, so that's gonna be a nice advantage for him.
Yeah, this is actually some pretty smart routing on his part. Meanwhile, Swerb going into Desert, he'll have the information to know what's on that desert torch there. Can't remember if this is his first time in or not. Oh, he's going into the map room, so...
Yeah, Jenja came here earlier, not Swerb. Jenja is going back.
What does our desert torch have? It just has couch cash.
I guess Jenja may have forgotten to check this while he was in here.
He did, actually. Yeah. I think at this point now you have to go check those bonk locations because they have to have either the bow or the Titan mitts that lead to eventually bling gloves. Meanwhile, on Swerve's side, what exactly is he up to? He's going along the South Shore path. Is he possibly trying to go into Ice Palace?
No, I think he's just... maybe he didn't check Ice Cave earlier.
Kind of curious that he took this long to go check it. I know there isn't anything useful in there now. It was a map, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, Chad bringing up a good point. The Hera basement is still on the table.
Yep, Hera basement's open.
That's just a single item location. That'd be very troll if it was.
Okay, so Jenja is going to get their Tempered Sword very, very shortly. And I imagine Swerb should be getting that soon as well. And that is the thing, Chad. It is a single item, and that's kind of all they have left right now. We have a aquatic high five right here between Swerb and Jenja.
It's been quite the linear seed so far, my goodness.
Yeah, really. Very, very linear.
And there's ozipone with his Tempered Sword.
Shadyforce still needs to grab theirs, but they might be doing that right now, so they are close to where the library is. It looks like Jenja is going to Hera. Check that last small chest, and Swerb could be checking the King's Tomb location, so are both Bonk Rock locations.
Jenja going on to check Ether, and we know that's nothing useful.
Just the compass, but which compass?
Turtle Rock.
like Swerb is... I guess he hasn't seen what's on Lumberjack yet.
Jenja getting his coffee break.
Whoa, Swerb is heading into the forest. Could this be a pedestal check? Unfortunately, we know what it is, but... I guess with how linear the seat's being, might just be convinced that, oh, maybe there is something on this pedestal.
Meanwhile, Shady Force did visit the hobo, and indeed, we have butter.
Mm-hmm. I figured one of our runners would be getting butter at the very least. Oh, and Swerve's actually going around to go to this portal, so he is going to check
The ice rod, it looks like, on Jenja's side in the basement.
That was required, but that doesn't progress it, so I think Swerve is technically a little closer to the progression here.
Yeah.
But that is a big location, because...
I could see that trolling our remaining runners pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
If we don't happen to find the mitts for very soon. We need those bad.
I think that this might actually be where the mitts are, and this is such a funny location for the mitts to be, because it's one of those locations where you use the mitts to easily access this item, but you can get it without the mitts for sure.
Alright, what does the King's Tomb have for us today? Is it the bow or is it the bling gloves? It is the bling gloves!
82 minutes into the seed, we have our mitts, finally.
Now the doors are just blown wide open off of the seed. Almost everything's out now on the table. Short of Misery Mire now, but that's a pendant.
Looks like Jenja is getting his butter sword too, so we have both runners on the right will have their butter sword. G Mario 37, the Ganon Tower Big Key was in Palace of Darkness.
Looking like Swerve's gonna make the play on Turtle Rock immediately. Well, actually, yeah, he could make the play on Turtle Rock immediately after he gets his Ice Rod.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't skip Harry here.
No, he's going in.
Good,
He's gonna get his Ice Rod. He has three of the 4 Turtle Rock keys, and he has the big key. He can clear it.
Oh, wow, yeah, he can. That's true. We don't know the medallion yet, but it's pretty likely that it's...
It doesn't matter, because Bombos is on the floating island.
Oh, that's right, yeah, good point. I forgot about that, yeah. So, yeah, we are... Yeah, that is definitely a play you can make.
Meanwhile, Swerb missing out on his coffee break.
And once again, this will just make it even, almost painfully even between Swerb and Jenja yet again. Around the time Swerb gets the Ice Rod, Jenja will be getting the Titan's mitts.
At this point, it's down to execution.
Yeah.
Still too close to call who's got a definitive lead, though.
Right. I mean, there's still plenty of this race to go, for sure.
Ooh, we're getting our first Super Bunny Cave check from ozipone.
Ooh, nice.
We have a bomb upgrade and a compass to Ganon's tower. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing the basement there, so kind of superficial.
Yeah. So, right now, from what it looks like, our go mode, we really just need to find out where the bow is and where that Eastern Palace big key is, and I think that's all we need to know at this point. I think we're just 2 items away from go mode.
Well, we don't need Bombos quite yet. It's Quake on Turtle Rock. Is this even randomized?
Red Mail and Hookshot Cave. But yeah, our runners do not want to see. They do not want to see Flute, because that'll just add more stuff to check. So they're gonna be hoping that they can just get the go mode items in Turtle Rock and then just finish it from there.
Meanwhile, ozipone opting to go and pick up Bombos. Not a bad play, but we don't know if it's needed quite yet.
Yeah. That's true. Ice Palace is also a play that can be made at some point as well. Okay, all 6 pod keys have been found.
Just need that bow now. Where could it be?
Bow and Eastern Palace big key. Remarkably, the 2 items you need for Eastern Palace to be finished.
And pod.
And pod, but like just Eastern Palace in general needs both of those.
The things Keysanity will make you do to dip into Turtle Rock early if you have the means to.
Yeah. Looks like we did pick up half magic in Turtle Rock. That's always a really good place to get that.
Yeah, it was in the compass chest. Nothing in the chomp chest, though.
And this just seems like the type of quad race where it's just all 4 runners are just going to be in the same dungeons at pretty much the same points in time, which is just really fun to watch.
I couldn't make heads or tails of that bunny of the bunny sprite on Swerb's side.
That was actually Bomberman.
I find that rather curious as to why.
Someone told me the reason for that. Like I think someone said there's like a frog enemy in like one of the Bomberman games, so like that's what it was referencing. But I always thought it was supposed to be a like Chrono Trigger reference.
Getting a Mimic Cave check now on Swerve's side. What does it have? It has nothing.
Chat pointed out something interesting. Jenja is not checking Turtle Rock chests.
Does he think he's in go mode? Because we know he's not. He doesn't have the bow or the required big keys yet.
Could be just making a play to go straight up and then hoping he might run into the items he needs. I mean, that's may feel like he's behind, that he needs to make gambles like that. And we get the Thieves Town small key. That puts a really annoying location kind of back into the mix.
Ooh. The things they want you to maybe do.
Yep.
find more pharmacy money on Swerb's side. Uh-oh. Chat pointing out something. Ozipone opened the door to the middle chest where the big key is.
Now some of the chat has kind of clarified on that. He could be using reset strats, so if there's like nothing up ahead, like if there was nothing in that chest, like he'd still be okay. So he could just like reset the game and then not waste that key. But
yeah, but that would, depending on his last save, that would set him back pretty far.
Oh, that's true though. Yeah, shoot.
For all we know, maybe that has the last Turtle Rock key in Thieves.
Well, we did just find the flute, by the way.
Oh no, that's bad. This could be the wild goose chase we want to see for a troll seed, but for our runners, that's could be a pretty big red herring.
Yeah.
Swerb on Trinex now, taking care of the first phase pretty handily. And gets the quick kill. Well done. And it's a small key to the castle tower. We don't need that one. We got everything we want from the Castle Tower.
Yeah, Castle Tower. Once our runners were done with Castle Tower, once they got those flippers and never wanted to see the dungeon again.
Well, the bow wasn't in Turtle Rock, which means it's gotta be in a pendant dungeon. Very nice cane dash on Jenja's side. That's always satisfying to see get pulled off. Looking pretty likely that maybe the bow is inside of Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer's open. Ice Palace is open. So there are a couple of places.
Ice Palace is open unless you're going up against Cold Stare, because by logic we don't have the Ice Palace key yet. So unless Ice Palace big key is inside Ice Palace, we don't know.
Yeah, like, I mean, there could be items just before Cold Stare, so, you know, it doesn't rule it out, but yeah, Cold Stare is not in logic just yet.
Ozipone finding a couple pieces of heart that happen to top him off. And what is our Meyer pendant, if we know? Guess we don't know quite yet. Ozipone's going to check out the spike cave, or checkerboard cave, rather, first. It's a big key. What could it be?
Eastern.
It is Eastern, but we still don't have the bow, though.
We don't.
So that is our go mode item.
Bow mode. We're looking for bow mode, guys.
And wow, is this even randomized? Both of our medallions were vanilla today for Meyer and T-Rock respectively.
Interesting.
Oh, chat bringing up a good point too, that the bow could possibly be in the big key chest of Eastern.
That's true. It could be vanilla. And that's not a vanilla item you want to see. I mean, I guess in general, seeing vanilla items in Randomizer always seems to be trolly to runners because you don't expect them to be there.
Oh man, I was calling a race a couple weeks ago where the bling gloves were in their vanilla location, and that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
It was still a rather quick seat though. Nothing so far for Ozzy.
Another big key. This one is to Desert Palace in the Peg Cave.
That's a couple more locations to check. And have we turned in the smithy?
No, we have not, because we didn't get the mitts too long ago, and everyone booked to Death Mountain immediately once they did.
That's
big
right.
Key to Ice Palace in Meyer.
That puts Cold Stare on the table now.
It does.
Meanwhile, the Smithy's just making some explosives today.
Also, now that I see it, Ozipone's decision to use that small key in Turtle Rock makes sense. He did not check Hera, so he does not have the Ice Rod yet.
Oh, he just made a beeline. Damn.
Yeah, so
let's hope that doesn't come back to bite him.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like his opponent also didn't get Ice Rod, so his opponent's also going to have that problem as well.
Sounds like we now have a wild goose chase on our hands for our top racers.
Yeah. Wow, Swerb is making a play to check that remaining Thieves Town location.
This will be huge if the bow is here.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are questioning this decision, like, it's just for one item. There's places with more items you can go to. The thing is, if this does happen to be the location, like, that's a lot of time Swerb could be saving against his opponent and the other racers as well.
Oh, but it's a compass.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Ozipone happened to find the last key to Turtle Rock on his screen. I couldn't help but notice.
Okay, that's good that he found that at the very least.
Yeah, rather fortunate. So if you didn't route it right, it was a double dip in a Turtle Rock.
Fortunately, though, that Ice Rod will make it a double dip for the top runners. Regardless.
That's true, too. Because they didn't go to Tower of Hera immediately to check the basement. They had to do that anyway.
Okay, Swerb is going to be taking the purple chest to its rightful owner in the desert, so that's going to be another item checked.
Another potential spot it could be. Where is this bow? Oh, it's couch cash from the purple chest.
Because he has the big key to desert, Swerb could also check the Landmolus and the big chest in desert as well.
Which is exactly what Shady Force is doing. He's headed for the second half of desert.
Ooh, nice.
Meanwhile, chat bringing up the wonder of if maybe perhaps the green pendant turn-in has the bow.
Mm-hmm. And can't rule that out either. That could be really good for ozipone in this case.
Okay, what does Vitreous have? It's a key to Ganon's tower, but he has, more importantly, the green pendant, which I wouldn't be shocked if he turns that in right away.
And if he does, he could make a play to check that potential for vanilla bow as well.
Oh, that would be so evil.
Not
I would love it,
something
but
you
it would
want
be
to do.
evil.
Not something you want to do, but in Keysanity, you kind of have to make these gambles sometimes.
Yeah, the difference of any race could be what you check first and when you check it.
Okay, just a heart container on Lanmolas, so nothing in deserts.
That leaves ice. Where is this bow? Shady4 is doing some smart routing by immediately going to a mirror spot to go ahead and open up Meyer and try and get his pendant.
Ozzy picking up his butter sword. Anyway, I guess quick reminder for while we're kind of waiting for some new locations to pop up. This is a quad race, which means it is two different races on the same seed. Top race, ozipone versus Shadyforce, 3-1 in the tournament, and Swerb versus Jenja23 on the bottom, 2-2. Winner of the top race will be able to participate in the tiebreaker race that will be happening on March 10th, which will basically be playing in for the last 1 or 2 spots for the bracket stage of the tournament that'll be featuring the top 8 runners. So this match is very important to them. Unfortunately, the bottom race, no one will progress on that front, but you know, these are 2 great runners. They're always down to race no matter what, so they're going to do this race anyway, and it's being a very, very interesting race between them as well, so definitely major shout out to all 4 runners for doing this race today.
I'm glad you actually brought up that the 1 or 2 from that tiebreaker race, because the race that basically dictates whether or not it's going to be 1 or 2 racers moving from the tiebreaker is coming up tonight. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I believe that's In the Name of DT versus Andy at 9 p.m. tonight. If In the Name of DT wins, there will be 2 people from the tiebreaker race moving on. But if Andy wins, it'll just be 1. So very, very important race for just that tiebreaker race in general. We are in Ice Palace right now. ozipone checking the first chest, just a heart piece. And it looks like Sashrala did not have the goods.
It has to be ice, or the big key chest in Eastern at this point.
Yep, either one of those two plays.
My goodness, this seed. This has been a fast seed, but it's delivered on troll, I believe.
9 p.m. Eastern. All tournament times are in Eastern time, so basically about 4 hours from now.
And I think that DT versus Andy race is on Speed Gaming 1, I believe?
Yes, Speed Gaming 1. I just checked that. Yep, you are right.
This would be really huge if the bow is in here, especially for our bottom race with Jenja basically having everything cleaned out except for what he can do with the bow only.
Jenja has not gone to Desert Palace, though, and Swerb has, so there's a bit of a difference there, but that'll definitely help Jenja out big time, because Swerb did have, I think, a small bit of lead after exiting Turtle Rock, but just finding that bow first will definitely, I think, determine who will win that bottom race.
Desert is a pendant, though, so I don't know how much the importance it is, unless you're talking about, like, the key on the ledge.
Right. Okay, oh. Well, I was talking about that Jenja just hasn't checked that yet, but, like, Swerb had. So Jenja may opt to check the big chest and the lawnmower before going to Eastern, but we'll see.
Jenja setting up for the Ice Palace bomb jump. He's having a hard time with it. Looks like he's got it. Oh, just 1 pixel short. Gets it on the second try, though.
Ozipone did get the bow, by the way.
Oh, that's gonna be huge then.
The spike chest in Ice Palace, so he is... Well, he's not in go mode, actually, because he still needs Ice Rod. But
I think Jenja will be?
Yeah, Jenja will be, for sure.
We've got to be careful. He's got 1 heart, and he's pretty close to making it to Vitreous.
I wonder if he still has that fairy from earlier.
Oh, he takes a dab. He goes down, but has a fairy. All good to go. The most useless key in all the games, a key to Hyrule Castle in that chest right before the big key chest location. Nice.
Okay, so we might be seeing a mirror from Jenja really soon.
There it is. At 1 hour 49 minutes, Jenja23 is now in go mode.
That is right. All Jenja needs to do at this point is just go over to the Eastern area, clear Eastern, clear Pod, and then he will be on his way to Ganon's Tower. So, very nice play to hit Ice Palace when he did. No Habinator. The ice rod is actually in the basement of the Tower of Hera. Both ozipone and Shadyforce opted to skip that location to go straight into Turtle Rock. And unfortunately, that did not pay off. So they're going to be an item even after they get their bow here in Ice Palace.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising how much the ice shard is tripping up the runners in our top race.
Yeah, but they're both also very fortunate that it happened to both of them in that respective race, because both, again, Swerb and Jenja will be heading straight to the end at this point.
Swerb making the pet check and realizing, hey, why am I still doing pendant dungeons?
Because, Swerb, that is all you have right now.
That's true, but at least he now has the knowledge of it. Well, at least I don't have to full clear it.
Mm-hmm. No, the Tower of Hera small key was not in Ice Palace. It was... I don't remember where it was, but it was way before now.
I think one of our trackers will point it out once we have a grasp at it.
Oh yeah, Waterfall, the Waterfall Ferry. That's correct. That's where it was.
With the red boomerang.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, again, major shout out to both of our trackers for this race, Dude and Mikan, for keeping track of everything, keeping us up to date on all the item checks and map checks, just being really great trackers to have along board in this race. Makes our job a lot easier to have them, and hopefully makes your viewing experience a lot easier too, just seeing like all the different items that all the runners have and everything.
Yeah, we can't keep track of everything, which is why, well, we have them. And as always, we have to shout out to the Speed Gaming staff for making sure everything runs as smoothly as possible for us.
Definitely. Okay, Jenja picking up their 6th crystal, gonna mirror out and then go to Eastern Palace and get the last one.
Don't blink or you'll miss it.
Yeah, Eastern Palace, even though we had to go through earlier to get treasures, just to kind of clear it normally, is really, really fast.
Do you think he'll check the vanilla big key, big chest all along the way?
I doubt it. He has silvers, he has red mail, he has butter sword, he has half magic.
He has a completed inventory.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. He does. Missing 2 bottles, but like whatever. And bottles.
The only thing he could possibly hope for is maybe is the mirror shield, but still.
He's not gonna need that.
That's very true.
Okay, Swerb is making the correct play now. Little does he know the bow was just in that room he left to check the other 2 chests in for, but he'll be in go mode very shortly.
He's gonna have to really hustle now, though, if he wants to catch Jenja. It's down to execution now.
It really is, and unfortunately, Jenja does have a bit of a head start. We'll probably have both crystals before Swerb even makes it into one of the next dungeons, so Jenja has quite the lead at this point.
Yeah, with silver arrows, those Armos Knights will go down like a stack of like a house of cards.
I am very curious when both the top runners are going to realize, you know, there is that one chest in Tower of Hera.
They're probably wanting to say, "Oh no, please don't be there! Please don't be there! Please don't be there!" Especially if you're on Ozipone's side.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's already cleared out Palace of Darkness.
At this point, the only locations he'd have left are just those one-off locations in Swamp and Thieves Town. Because he does have those items to get those last treasures they left remaining earlier.
It's an arrow upgrade. And at this point he's going, oh please, no.
Meanwhile, Jenja is heading up to Ganon's Tower. Swerb is entering Palace of Darkness for his final clears. Shady4 is still working through Palace of Darkness, still looking for items, because, much like Ozipone, still trying to find that Ice Rod.
Oh no, Ozipone's fluting to 6. I was gonna say that if his first move was immediately to go either to flute to 1 or save and quit to Death Mountain, that would actually be very efficient routing. But
yeah, it's... And again, I mean, these are 2 locations that opened up for him recently, so he's wondering that this could be where he needs to go.
Meanwhile, Jenja just about to open the tower to Ganon. This is the part where we were supposed to tell you there are 22 chests in the basement, but we already have the big key, so let's just move on, okay?
Yeah. That big key being in the horseshoe room in Palace of Darkness, so we had that a long time ago. No guessing game required.
And so the ascent begins. Jenja having no problems with those mimic rooms.
Meanwhile, Swerb entering the Helmasaur fight on his end, Shady4 finishing it up.
And Ozipone just about to take on Lamulus. Unfortunately, not getting the 1 cycle. Gets it on the 2nd cycle, though.
And if they say, if you don't get it in the 1 cycle, the 2nd cycle is the next best thing, so...
Where's Ozipone going next? Is he gonna flute to 1? He's fluting to 3!
Skullwood's big chest, maybe. May not know what the pedestal is yet either, so could be what he's thinking right now.
Wasn't the big chest in Skullwoods just a key to somewhere else, like maybe Pod or GT?
Maybe. Well, he has all the Pod and...
Oh, it was the red cane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we've... You know, I might be thinking about the race I actually... Or not the race, but the run I did before this, so my bad.
I've often heard comments about how seeds kind of meld with each other if you play or watch them back to back.
Yeah, exactly. Ice Rod, again, as we'll state, is in the Tower of Hera basement chest, so both Ozipone and Shady4 unfortunately went straight for Turtle Rock and then did not check Hera afterwards, so they are still looking for that Ice Rod.
Jenya about to take on Moldorm 2.
And again, Keysanity just showing you that 2-hour seeds in Keysanity, even with these really top-level runners, still very much possible. These seeds can have you going everywhere looking for your Go Mode items.
Jenya taking a fall to Moldorm 2. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, though, with Gold Sword. There he goes.
Yeah, might be getting a little antsy just from wondering, is my opponent right next to me right now, or am I good to go? Just not being sure of how they're doing in that race.
Oh, Shady Force is on Death Mountain. He might be getting his Ice Rod very shortly.
Oh no, and ozipone is checking the big chest and swamp.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Meanwhile, Jenya is at Aghanim 2. He's going in. He's going to have it.
He is.
Meanwhile, Jenya takes down Aghanim 2, which means it's almost time for some bacon-covered nachos. Let's see what words of wisdom Ganon dispenses on us today. It is... I don't know what that's from.
Just a Pink Floyd reference, don't worry about it.
I guess that would explain it. I don't listen to Pink Floyd. I'm sorry, chat. Don't hate me. And I think Ozipone's finally realizing it. Yep.
Okay, so ozipone, thankfully not too far behind, but considering what our runners have left, still quite a bit. And there it is, Shady Force is in Go Mode now.
At 2 hours and 3 minutes in.
All he has to do, though, is finish up Turtle Rock, so not too much is going to be left for him to do, but things can still happen, for sure.
Yeah, still plenty of time. It's just down to execution at this point. However, Ozipone's pretty much behind the 8 ball now. Okay,
amazing triple to close out that Ganon fight. Jenja23 has finished off the Ganon fight.
Wow, that's very impressive, and soon he will be going through that door. And he is officially finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 20 seconds. GG's to the guy.
Yeah, definitely get your GG's in. Very, very well done. Very well, fought hard race, too, between him and Swerb, being really, really even for so much of the seed. Just a few decisions here and there, a few different decisions just ended up with him being in Go Mode first, and that's pretty much what decided this particular race. Okay, we are being joined by Jenya. GG. Congratulations on your win.
Hey man, thank you very much.
Pretty linear seed, wouldn't you say?
Super linear. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess this is the kind of seed where you just 100% of the time you just feel like you're completely behind. But I mean I don't know how far the others are. But there were a bunch of things that I don't know. It's like, I mean, the search for mids was one thing, but then I mean the bow could have practically been everywhere at that point. And
believe it or not, the runners for our top racers were actually hung up by the ice rod of all things.
Oh yeah, well that was basement, right?
That was the basement of Hera.
Oh, I guess that's what I thought as well. I guess if you check the King's thing grave before the basement, you probably won't ever check that, right? Yeah.
Well, it actually worked out because it allowed them to do Turtle Rock last anyway. So kind of a blessing and a curse, if you will. But it's kind of convenient placement if you're doing it last, but at the same time, you're kicking yourself saying, I could have had this like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was very, very anxious because there were so many single chest locations, especially left in dungeons. Like, all of a sudden, the seat just gave you key after key after key, and you know, hey, you have a small key for Thieves' Town. Hey, big key for Swamp Palace. Hey, another big key for, I don't know, it's something else. Like, yeah, great. You have like 7 single chest locations, and you don't know where to go. It's just...
Yeah, literally, like, your race with Swerb was really, really close the whole way through. I believe, like, he actually left Turtle Rock before you did, but he just ended up checking a few extra locations. He did check the Thieves' Town, Big Chest, I believe, and also Desert, for that matter. So it was just a matter of who went to Ice Palace first, and you were the one who made that play.
I'm actually surprised that that I'm really the first one in Ice. That's really surprising. I thought when I finished Meyer and it had absolutely nothing, I was like, yeah, okay, this is it. I'm done, right? I mean,
you're never done in a in a randomizer race until you see the dot done in the chat.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
And like not even just between you and your opponent, even like the 2 racers from the other race, there were like 3 different dungeons where all 4 of you were in the dungeon at the same exact time. It's just the other race again got hung up by that ice rod, and then Swerb just checked a few extra things. That's really what it came down to.
Well, at that point, it wasn't just the ice rod; it was the Titan mitts.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I think that those were the last 2 chests for me ever to be possible to check, the Titan Smiths and the Ice Rod in the basement, and I mean, it had to be in one of the 2, so... I was already pretty amused when I found both the Swamp Smokey and Flippers in the castle tower. I was like, yeah, okay, thank you, game.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but yeah, how about that Flipper location? I forgot that the small key was there too. That's funny.
It's pretty insane because the one time, I mean, it's always like, it depends whether or not I do fake flippers, but I feel like if you sequence broke the hobo and you actually got the master sword, you could have gotten that way earlier, right? Because you were not dependent on the cape, so
yeah, at some point
it was kind of interesting.
At some point you'd still need the one of the tower keys, which I believe it was that catfish, the one that you guys all had. So
yeah.
You have to do a little work for that at least, but yeah, like fake flippering would have helped at the very least for that sword, because fighter sword for that long, it's also not very fun. Anyway, Swerb is in the 3rd phase of the Ganon fight right now, so he'll be finishing very shortly.
He's got to be careful though. He's low on health.
Meanwhile, in the other race, both working their way through Ganon's tower right now, Shadyforce does have a pretty definite lead right now, already at Lambda 2, while Ozy just entering, but still, again, anything like a fall on Choldorm or Ganon could even things up tremendously.
Speaking of fall, Swerb nearly takes a fall on Ganon. But he gets it, and he is down. And soon he's about to enter the door, and he has finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 54 seconds. GG to him.
Meanwhile, it looks like on the other race, one will be at Lawnmow 2 and the other will be at Moldorm 2. That's the difference right now.
Moldorm 2 goes down easily on Shady Force's side.
And we are also being joined by Swerb. GG, man, and congratulations on your finish.
Rip Swerb.
We'll get him sorted out, don't worry.
Yo, thanks. GG, Jenya.
Hey, GG, dude.
Once again.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not, no.
You shouldn't be.
So how did this seed feel to you?
Not great.
I think we could tell if after that slow creeping realization that, oh, I should have gone here a long time ago for your ice rod.
No. Because I didn't have the Hera key for a long time. Like, I went there, like, shortly after getting the Hera key.
Ah, so it was more of a routing options rather than, oh, crap, I should have been here sooner.
Yeah, I don't remember where the Hera key was.
Same, I don't know.
Waterfall Ferry, I believe.
Yeah, so I didn't... Okay, that's what kind of sucked. It was like, there was a bunch of stuff that I felt bad about. Like, one, it was like, the mirror book, once again, just like leading me astray for the longest time. But then, like, I finally, like, I checked Catfish. So, okay, here's what happened. I went and got the fire rod out of the sewer basement in Hyrule Castle. And, like, initially, before I found that, my plan was to go up and check Catfish. But I got the fire rod, and I was like, well, screw this, I'm out. And then, like, went and finished Skull Woods. And then finally, like, looped back around to Catfish, which had the key for Egnum's Tower, which led to Flippers. And so I guess you could have gotten Hera key if you sequence broke, but it wouldn't have really. I don't know. I don't see that saving much time. The bigger loss there was the fact that I didn't get like the sword upgrade from the hobo for a while because I didn't do the fake flippers.
Didn't do it either. Felt bad when I picked it up.
And then like shortly after getting the flippers, what I do? I did Swamp, and then I went up to Hera and did Ether and the basement there. So like, I don't know. I don't think I messed up by taking that long to check the Hera basement. I think the biggest thing was Ice Palace, but it looks like Jenya, you did Meyer first too, for some reason.
Yep.
I think ultimately, like, the big difference between you two is that, didn't you also check, like, a Thieves Town Big Chest, or not?
Oh yeah, I did. And that wasted a good minute and a half.
There was that and Desert, so really just checking some extra things while, yeah, Jenya pretty much went straight to Ice. After Meyer, anyway.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we have a winner now on our other race. Shady Force is now finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 14 seconds. Congratulations to him.
Right as ozipone enters the Ganon fight. So yeah, with that, Shady Force will be able to participate in the tiebreaker race that's going to be happening on March 10th to win a spot into the bracket stage of this tournament. So definitely major GGs to him, and definitely best of luck moving forward. Let's see if we can also get kind of here.
Looks like we will indeed be getting an interview with Shady Force shortly.
Okay, wow, that Ganon fight for Ozzy was so fast. Like,
Wow, and they have the same, and the seats are supposed to have the same pattern. That's pretty impressive, though. Then
that fight was insane. Like, pretty much got one hit, lit the torch, and then got the remaining 3 hits. That's like pretty much optimal in that case.
Meanwhile, ozipone has finished now with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 45 seconds. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he'll be joining us for interview, however.
Yeah, he does not have a microphone, so he'll just be listening in, I suppose. But yeah, definitely GG's to all racers. This was like a really, really close race considering just, like, again, just certain plays happening before others is what determined this. Okay, so got both of them in the room. I'll invite them both in. Okay, welcome both ozipone and Shady Force into the room. GG on your race. Really, really entertaining to watch. How are you, or at least anyway, how are you feeling about this, Shady Force? When your mic is not muted anyway.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm delighted to win because I wasn't really expecting it. I wasn't sure what to expect. It looks like I'm only like a minute and a half ahead as well. That's really close.
Yeah, very close. And as you might expect, both of you got hung up on the same Hera basement item.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of lucky I went there because I also was considering going to the pedestal and also getting the Thieves' Town big chest and also the Swamp big chest. I think they're all the items I have left. I think I've cleared everything else as far as I can remember.
Yeah, that's why that was pretty much the difference because Ozzy did opt to check those locations before going back up to Hera, so that was quite literally the difference. Both of you were so, like, even for huge part of the race. It was no telling who was going to win until that Hera play came into play.
Yeah, I guess I had 3 items left on the mountain and 2 in Kakariko and 1 in Swamp, so I guess that kind of made my mind up for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely, GG. I mean, aside from that, like, how did you like that seed? It was very, very linear for a good part of it. Like, very linear seed, bottlenecked in a couple of different places. It seemed like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't think I did too much wrong. I thought I played reasonably well, and then suddenly I look at my clock and there's 2 hours on the clock, and I'm thinking, how can I win this race? Someone's going to beat me.
Yeah, welcome to Keysanity.
Well, congratulations. You're now 4-1, so you're guaranteed to be in the tiebreaker race. How do you feel about that?
That's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to come anywhere near first place, but it'll just be fun to be part of it, really.
I think that's a good attitude to go in with.
Yeah, really. I mean, honestly, the one thing that can really get you down in races like that is just, like, nerves and all the stress of trying to get in that one single, or in, I guess technically it could be 2 spots moving ahead as well, depending on the race later tonight, which we'll be talking about later. But yeah, like, just kind of going into a race, like, I find that you just perform a lot better when you're just not under that stress level and just kind of just focus on having fun and just playing the game. And who knows? Anything could happen, especially in Keysanity.
Yeah, but it should be good fun anyway. 30 odd people and 1 or 2 places. It's going to be so much gambles. It's going to be great fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, that's all I got. Do you have anything else to ask or say, Crazy Dude?
Not really. I was just gonna go over the schedule for what we have remaining for Randomizer tonight.
Well, you know what? Go right ahead, because I have nothing to say. So go right ahead.
Well, coming up at the top of the hour, we have Nifboy versus Willard J. Bradley on Speed Gaming 1. Coming up at 7, we have Act the Boker versus Mystikin on ALTTPR 1. Along with that, it'll be a double race with Duke Firebird versus Alucard 2004. Both of respectively, that's a Act the Voker versus Mystikin is a 3-1 race, while Duke Firebird versus Alucard is 1-3. Coming up tonight at 8, another double race with D2 Kemps versus T-Stu, 3-1, and Walking Eye versus Centroid, 41. That's on Speed Gaming 3. And the big one you don't want to miss tonight is In the Name of DT versus Andy on Speed Gaming 1 at 9. In the Name of DT is 3-1, so he's trying to get into the tiebreaker, and Andy is 4-0. He's trying to make it so that only one comes from the tiebreaker. So you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, that could really, really change the whole dynamic of the tiebreaker race, just between one person getting in and two people getting in. So that is definitely a race to watch. So check that out, because it'll be hype. It'll be definitely hype.
And I think that's all I have to say for now.
Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping it up. Again, major shout out and thank you to all 4 of our runners today for this very exciting race. We had ozipone, Shady Force, Swerb, and Jenja23. Really, really entertaining. Definitely a VOD worth checking out, just with how freaking close it was so many times during the race. Also, a major shout out to both of our trackers for this race, MeCansBox and Dude, for being very helpful through the entire race, keeping track of all those items, all the items we potentially missed as well. And of course, major thank you to my co-com partner today, to Crazy Dude. A lot of fun commentating this with you, and I look forward to potentially working with you again in the future.
Glad I could help.
Okay, so I think with that, let's go ahead and sign out. This has been Slim Kirby, and we will see you guys later.
Have a good night, everybody.